Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Strategic Procurement Department Small and Local Business Development Show. My name is Duane T. Holloway, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Jason T. Smith. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Duane.
Yes. Right off the top, I noticed that you and I both have the same middle initial as T. You mind sharing what your T stands for?
Of course. The T stands for Terrence.
Terrence.
Yes, my full name is Jason Terrence Smith, the first.
All right. Welcome, Mr. Jason Terrence Smith, the first. Okay. Could you give us a little background about yourself?
Of course. Well, as I said, I'm Jason T. Smith the first. Mm-hmm. So I have a son. His name is also Jason T. Smith. He's a senior at St. Thomas Aquinas High School up in Fort Lauderdale. And I grew up right here in Miami, Florida. Now, actually, I was born at South Miami Hospital, not only a block away. Mm-hmm. And I started my professional career as a journalist. And I started working here locally at the Miami Times, which is a historically Black newspaper covering issues related to the social, cultural, and political life of Black residents and minority residents here in Miami. And how I, got to Miami-Dade County, well, 22 years ago, I realized that I wanted to do more than just write about the economic life of residents here in Miami-Dade County. I really wanted to get involved in, trying to create a better economic society locally.
Right.
And I looked around and I said, well, how best can I do that? And I had been covering the board of Miami-Dade County Board of Commissioners, and I saw that that was the most effective way to enact change for the community. So I reached out to the chairwoman of the Board of County Commissioners, then Chairwoman Barbara Carey Schuler.
Yes.
And she hired me 22 years ago this month, and from the Miami Times. And I started work as a aide covering the commissioners and the chairwoman's media and public relations arm.
Excellent.
And I slowly built up a career of experience in policy and legislation. I worked in the office of the commission auditor for a number of years. I left that office as the senior legislative analyst, and then I rejoined the Board of County Commissioners, and I worked with Commissioner John Monestein. He was the first Haitian American elected to the board. And then I worked for then new Commissioner Daniella Levine Cava. And boy, what a wonderful experience that was, working on legislation to expand the living wage, expand paid leave and paid sick leave for county employees and county contractors, working on environmental issues, trying to ensure that our local environment, our beaches, our water supply was safe. And the people of Miami-Dade County elected her to be mayor.
Right.
So
yes.
I've had the pleasure of working in both the mayor's office currently, as well as in the strategic procurement department, to expand our procurement system to reflect those strategic priority areas of protecting our environment and expanding our economy for the benefit of our local and small businesses.
Great. What an awesome background.
Thank you.
Now, my first encounter with you, as you know, was when the Strategic Procurement Department merged with Small Business Development. And you were appointed over us, us being Ms. Mishu Jean, Sandra Pettyhome, and myself, with policy and legislation management, POM. And the good part about it was you were not a micromanager. You allowed us to do what we were doing. You came in, you managed us, you paid attention, you learned what we were doing, and you were hands-off, but you were hands-on at the same time. So we appreciate that. And kudos to the mayor Daniella Levine Cava, Miss Nomina Upal, our department
Director,
yes. Excuse me, Miss Nomina. You know you are a queen. But that was an amazing idea to merge strategic procurement with small business development.
And I'd have to agree with you. And Mayor Levine Cava's entire approach to building our local economy and strengthening our local economy comes from the belief that we have to elevate our small and local businesses and make them central to the work that we do. Because, of course, as you know, they are the lifeblood of the entire economy. And so by merging the departments of strategic procurement with our small business division, we were able to leverage all of the resources of our central procurement department and ensure that our small businesses and our local businesses are front and center when it comes to our contracting and our procurement. And that's also part of my role in the department as the Purpose-Driven Procurement Administrator. We want to make sure that we do everything with the purpose of supporting those strategic priorities that the mayor has set out, the mayor has laid out. And one of those strategic priority areas is building an economy that works for everyone, where everyone has a chance to compete on county contracts. And our small and local businesses are, again, front and center in all that we do when we are buying paper, everything from paper to pencils and to the animal feed at our local Zoo Miami.
Right.
We want to make sure that our small and local businesses have that opportunity. And so the work that you all were doing, you and Ms. Eugene and Sandra Pettyhome were doing over in that legislative unit, that was key to, building and supporting our small businesses. So it was a joy to work with you all.
So I'm glad you touched on your role and responsibilities. So now, as a purpose-driven procurement administrator, as you are, do you have any other roles that you play with that? Can you expand on what you just said?
Yes. I'd love to expand on what we're doing with the purpose-driven procurement process. And again, this comes from our mayor. She wanted to ensure that when a procurement or a contract reached her desk to sign off on, that all of those considerations of small business, local business priority, ensuring that our living wage or responsible wages were included as applicable and as available under state law, and that considerations for our environment, our precious natural resources, were thought about in the building of that contract, in the building of that contractual relationship with our allies in small and local business and national business. And so we've created a process, we call it purpose-driven procurement, where we have a team of seasoned procurement professionals, including myself, who review every single contract that comes out of Miami-Dade County.
Wow.
To ensure that we are not just checking the boxes, but thinking creatively about including small business, including provisions for our environment, including provisions for our workers' protections and workers' rights. And I'm sure you might ask, well, what does that look like on a daily basis, on a real day-to-day basis?
Right.
We just had a contract that is moving through the process. It's out of the cone of silence, so that means we could talk about it publicly.
Okay.
Where we are designing a contract, hiring contractors to operate some facilities in our public housing. I believe it's a public housing units. And we just wanted to make sure that when it comes to the environment, that we are being thoughtful. And so we included in that procurement a requirement that the contractor would not use single-use plastics or would not use styrofoam in their dealings with the public.
Okay.
Because we know that single-use plastic, they contribute. They're like one of the largest contributors to waste in our waste stream, and they don't break down and biodegrade as other products of waste. And so, if we can limit the use of those, we know that we are doing our small little part to protect the environment. So that consideration is included in that contract because we are being purpose-driven. We are ensuring that our local and small businesses have a chance to compete, but we're also thinking about the larger strategic priority areas of protecting our environment.
Awesome. Purpose-driven.
Yes.
Kudos to you and the team and the mayor,
Thank you.
so on and so forth. Now, this is a small and local business development show. How would you correlate procurement with small and local business?
Oh my goodness. Like I said, small and local businesses are the lifeblood. I mean, they're the backbone of the economy.
Right.
They employ collectively more employees in Miami-Dade County than some of the national firms that are here, and some of the public organizations like Miami-Dade County or the school board. So more likely than not, if you walk along the streets and you meet a regular, a citizen in Miami-Dade County, they work for a small or local business. And Miami-Dade County, on the other hand, Miami-Dade County as a government, as a business, we spend, a few $1 billion a year on buying things that support the delivery of services to residents. So if we could use some of that money that we're buying, we have to buy things anyway.
Right.
If we could use some of that $1 billion that we're going to spend anyway, if we can ensure that our small and local businesses, that we're buying from small or local businesses,
Yes.
then those small and local businesses can hire more people.
That's right.
That they can be around for another year, another 2 years, another they can
10 years.
and they can sustain themselves as the shocks and stressors of the private market go up and down and up and down, because we are an anchor institution, meaning that we are here for the long haul as Miami-Dade County.
Okay.
So I see our role as a government playing a role to purchase from those small and local businesses and ensuring that our small and local businesses are the first that we go to when we consider buying things, so that they can grow, hire more, and be contributors to our local economy. It's a key plank in building our local economy.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for that, helping to grow the small and local businesses. And last but not least, any words of encouragement for anyone who would like to be a procurement professional?
Of course. In my journey as, and I grow on this journey in procurement, I've learned that there's so many resources that are publicly available to individuals, whether you are a college student or you are looking to switch careers, or you are a county employee or a government employee. There's so many publicly available resources that will help you learn about procurement, about this, this thing that maybe sort of nobody has ever heard of,
Right.
That can demystify what it is that we do on a daily basis. At the end of the day, we're just buying things, and we are the buyers for county government. So there's the NIGP program, and there's a lot of acronyms, but you just type it into Google and it'll come up. But this is a national organization that helps educate and train professionals who are in this space. And I would say the first thing you do is just go there, go to that website, learn a little bit about what procurement is, what are some of the guiding principles of a procurement when it comes to ethics and good government. Because while our small businesses are the backbone of our local economy, procurement is the backbone of government. So it can be a force for good if done properly.
Excellent. And finally, the other thing that you and I have in common, other than our middle initial, is that both of us are part of the Divine Nine. And I see that you have on your colors in your tie, and I have one of the colors in my tie. Yeah. And I'm going to leave it like that.
Yes. And for those who don't know, Divine Nine, of course, that's the National Panhellenic Council, a group of service-oriented fraternities and sororities that give back on a daily basis to our community. And I'm proud to be a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And I know you're with Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
The Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Yes, it's all about service.
Yes,
it's all about service, giving back to the community.
Yes, it is.
And I'm honored to be a member.
Yes. And we appreciate having you today. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And that concludes today's show of the Strategic Procurement Department Small and Local Business Development Show. Let's have a good one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.